What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another weekly market breakdown on none other than NAS100. So without further ado, I'm going to skip the talking and we about to get right on into this weekly market breakdown. So the first thing that I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be starting off on our higher time frame and doing overall my higher time frame analysis before I do my intraday analysis on the lower time frame. So we're going to start off on the monthly time frame. I'm just going to break down everything that I'm looking at from start to finish. So first thing that I notice is price is still in this overall range that we have from this high that we created all the way at 16,600 is the high, and then we have this low all the way down here. So as of right now, it looks like price has been rejecting. Let's pull the fib. You see that price did get close to that 62% right up here, but it didn't just tap into it. So it missed it by a few pips, but if I were to say rearrange my fib slightly to maybe this high, you can see that it did tap into it. So I'm going to change it to right here, and I'm going to change this to here. So this is the current range that we're looking at from this high to this low. Price retracing to 62%, created this equal high that I will at some point expect to get ran through. Maybe not now, but these equal highs are too clear, and I'm going to be expecting price to run above them. And then you also got to keep in mind what price is right above that. We have that 15,200 level right in here. So it's going to be an area that price is more than likely going to be attracted to. We have a lot of liquidity to the left, all this consolidation, all these orders being built up. Right here, you can see the wick. There's just a lot of volatility in this area, and you can see that price, the wicks tapped into it, but overall price, the bodies of these candles held below this 14,800, which is also another big figure level that I like to look at. So let me just get just like that. So 14,800, you can see price has been rejecting. As of right now, price is making its way all the way down to this 14,000 level, which is more than likely going to experience more reaction. And then from 14,000, we have 13,200 all the way down here. So these are our main big figure levels that price is trading in between right now. So the second thing I'm gonna overall look at is where's price currently approaching as of right now. The first thing I notice is price is coming down to this bullish monthly order block right now. Right in here, got this bullish monthly order block. So mind you, this is going to be an area that is going to be high confluence. Why is it high confluence? Because for one, this is not going to be just a little 5-minute rejection. This is more than likely going to be a major rejection. Even if we just get a push back to 14,000 from this high, that's still going to be about 350 points, which is something, all you need is about 5,200 points a day, and you can make a living off that. So that's currently what I'm expecting. So I do think price is going to make its way towards this 13,700 area right in here. I'm going to annotate this line. I'm going to make this one black though. So more than likely, I think price can come down to this 13,700 area, big figure. And I think we'll likely get a rejection in here. So let me just mark this level up just so I can see what it is. So we got 13,700 right here at this bullish order block. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pull our fib from this low to this high, and more than likely we're going to have another confirmation for why price could potentially have a reaction in this specific area. So let's see if our fib levels align. As you can see, hold on, let me fix my fib settings real quick. But now from this fib that we drew from this low, that when we tapped into 13,200 all the way to this high at 14,800 and the wicks all the way at 15,200, you can see the rejection that price is currently more than likely going to have. You can see our fib levels, the 79% to the 62% is in confluence with this 13,700 level, also in confluence with this monthly bullish order block. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be using the volume profile, and the only thing I use this for is just to overall see where the majority of the orders are in the market. And what does that mean? When I know where the majority of the orders are in the market, I can tell where price is more than likely going to have reactions from. So this is on the monthly. Doesn't seem to be working. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to this chart, go to the monthly, and look at it this way, because I'm not sure. I guess this one you can't have that chart for some reason. So we're gonna look at it over here. So we have that monthly, and look, this is where majority of the orders are. And as you can see, all these orders are in this 13,000 area, 12,500 area. But from this high all the way at 14,500 up here, all the way to this low at 12,200, all of the orders are majority in this area, and you can see that price is coming into a retracement once again. So now we're going to find a more in-depth area. So we're going to draw the profile from this high and this low. We're going to go zoom in a little bit, go down to here, and you can see where is this lowest volume area. Currently price is falling down on the time frame, but where is price more than likely going to be going to? Since we know that the previous day was bearish, we are more than likely going to come a little bit lower. And where are we going to come lower to? Based off the analysis we have over here, we have 13,700, in which we more than likely want to see price come into. So 13,700, we're going to look at it over here once again. Where's 13,700? 13,700 is right in this area. So now we're going to pull that fib one more time, not the fib, this volume profile, from this high to there. Go to lower time frame, go to 13,700 right here, and you can see that we have these. If you zoom on in this volume profile, you see that where this 13,700 area is, we have this one area that has more volume than the rest. You can see the one next to it is lower, the one below it lower, lower, lower. This one happens to be more volume. But in this specific area where 13,700 is, you can see all these orders to the left, all these wicks. You can see how price reacts with this level, wick. So you can then expect price to more than likely have this reaction at this 13,700 area. So we're just going to be expecting price to move down to there. So now we can go put this back to our 15-minute time frame. We're going to go back to the higher time frame on NAS100. So this is basically what I'm expecting as of right now. I'm expecting price to potentially come down, make the low of the week Monday through Wednesday. I want to see this low of the week get created. Then I want to see price continue back to the top side so we can run the liquidity back above 15,200. Because if you also, like I was saying, if you go back over here real quick, just to show you some on the higher time frame, if we were to pull a volume profile from this high now, where we drew that original fib or the fib short that we have right here, if you go back, where is the majority of the liquidity? Is the majority of the liquidity below or above? And if you don't know how to read the volume profile, basically, let me just give you a brief explanation. Where the majority of the volume is, like right in here, like where these boxes are, that's where majority of the volume is. When you see the smaller, not as the lighter shades of red, that is where there's lack of liquidity. Meaning, what do we know? If you look to the left, we have equal highs, and then we have a whole bunch of liquidity right here, and then we also have these equal highs right up here. So what does that tell us? That more than likely, if not now, that at some point price is going to try to make a run for these areas of liquidity to the top side. And based off the monthlies and everything on these pairs, everything is majority bullish for the most part. So we're just going to keep that in mind, that we're long term still bullish, short term still bearish, based off of this higher time frame analysis. So now we're going to make our way down to our intraday analysis and get on our 3-point outline. And what is our 3-point outline? Our 3-point outline consists of the previous day's high, the previous day's low, just like this. Okay, I'm not sure, it's acting weird. Boom. Got the previous day's low. We're going to keep these areas in mind because we're going to use them as a potential fib area. Boom. We're going to get the previous day's Asian session, which is going to be Thursdays, not Fridays, because Friday, this was actually Thursdays right here, matter of fact. So we're using Wednesdays because Friday, the market was actually closed due to the holiday. So this case is a little bit of a different scenario with the holiday, but nonetheless, the concepts are still going to apply. So we got this Asian session range all the way up here, and we're also going to draw our fib from this high to this low. Why? Because we know that if price is going to have a continuation or have a reversal, it's more than likely going to run, it's going to retrace into these specific areas, which are going to be 14,000. We have right here 14,000 big figure level. We want to note these levels because they're going to be areas that are more than likely going to have reactions. We have 14,200, which is in confluence with this fib short we have, and also in confluence with this last down candle right here, which is going to be our bearish order block right in here. So we have this bearish order block at 14,200 in alignment with this fib short. So that's something that I will be keeping in mind. So let's go to a little bit of a higher time frame, 30-minute, 1 hour. And I'm just trying to see if there's any areas in here that price can more than likely try to retrace into. So that is that. We have a lot of confirmations in this specific area up here, 14,200. So this is going to be a potential area that I'm going to be watching out for this week, because even though I'm long-term bullish, I mean, there's still going to be more than likely see a reaction in this area. So even if price takes all week to eventually make it up here, we might consolidate slightly to have a small pullback before potentially pushing higher. But regardless, I know that since this area has so many confirmations, we have the Asian range low from that previous day. We have this 14,200, we have this 15-minute bearish order block, and we have this fib short. That's like 5 confirmations. So regardless, even though I'm long-term bullish, price is still more than likely going to have a reaction in this area. And even though it might not be a long-term reaction, which it potentially could be, I'm going to stay with my long-term bullish bias. But I'm just going to keep this in mind, because regardless if I'm bullish or bearish, this is an area that is more than likely going to have a reaction. So this is majority what I'm looking at right now. I'm also keeping in mind that price ran the liquidity of this previous day, so there could just be a chance that price might be looking for a potential pullback to the 38.20%, or maybe even just 14,000 level to potentially keep its trend going shorter. And mind you, we are pretty bearish, so regardless if I'm bullish or bearish, price is showing us that it wants to go lower. So that's why I'm expecting price to make its run all the way down to 13,700. If not now, then at some point. It might not be this week, might not be next week, but regardless, this is where I'm expecting price overall go on a long-term basis if I just want to see price continue moving bullish again. But we also got to keep in mind we have this 13,800 level in here too. So we just have a lot of areas that price is more than likely going to have reactions to before it gets to the major areas that I want to see price react off of. So now we're going to take it a step further, and we're going to use the volume profile once again just to map out where price is more than likely going to be retracing to. So as you can see, the bulk of the volume is up here in this 14,200 area. As you can see, the point of control, which is right here. I'm gonna have to make another video on the volume profile, honestly, with you guys, because I know there's gonna be a lot of you that don't fully understand it, and I understand that. But with that being said, I will more than likely make a video on it, just not right now, but just bear with me with these little explanations. But like you can see with the volume profile, you can see majority of the bulk of the volume is up here in this area where this consolidation is. And what does that mean for us? More than likely, price is going to make a run for these areas, because this is where the bulk of the orders are. And where is the majority of the liquidity? Majority of the liquidity is down here. So what does that tell me? More than likely, if price wants to be ran up into here, more than likely price is going to have this push, accumulate more orders in this area to potentially run the liquidity that's below this low, below these lows over here, below these lows over here, because there's a lot of equal lows in these areas, all in here. And if we even look more to the left, we have these lows right over here, these lows. But regardless, it's a lot of liquidity, and that's all I'm trying to state to you guys. There's a lot of liquidity here. There's a lot of bulk orders up here. So majority of the time, I'm going to be expecting price to make a run to this area, accumulate more orders to potentially keep going lower. It doesn't mean that price won't have a reaction at this 38.20% level, because it definitely could, and it can do the same exact thing. But regardless, what we're here to do is just map out high probability setups and just wait for those high probability setups. So as of right now, this is what I'm expecting for NAS100. I am long-term bullish, short-term bearish. I just want to see how price reacts when we get to this 13,700 area, because once we get here, I'm going to be expecting price to have a push to the top side. So if we can get to this area and potentially tag into 13,700 and make a low here, so something potentially like this, make a low and then expand right away, that's going to be a good sign that price is more than likely going to continue back to the top side after making this low of the week, potentially to keep pushing higher and continue this bullish momentum that we've had the past few months and even the past like 2-3 years. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the market goes into a bear market, you never really know, but our job is to just follow the big footprints that the market leaves for us. Loud ass motorcycle, but follow what the market is showing us and just do what we do, manage risk, and just take higher probability trades only. So with that being said, hopefully this video was helpful in any way, shape, or form. If it was, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will be active this week on my live streams. I took a break last week, but we're back and active this week. So with that being said, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Stay motivated by the fear of being average, and I'll see you all in the next video.